things just got very serious. LeBron James has been spotted on a boat with the agent of Nikola Jokic with an Instagram post captioned, "The summer of 25 is a great time to plan for the fall of 26. And if you don't know what he's talking about right there, it means that they're talking about LeBron James joining the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic, and teaming up next year after LeBron's final season in Los Angeles is completed. And he would be able to do this because he could take a pretty small contract, join the Denver Nuggets, who will have two veterans in Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown, both on expiring contracts next season, and then LeBron can come in and play the backup guard behind Jamal Murray, or even start in some situations and play alongside of Nikola Jokic. Now, obviously, that duo will be ridiculous to watch, but LeBron will be 41 about halfway through next season. So for the playoff run, 41 years of age, that is getting up there, and he reportedly wants a farewell tour, So if we don't get an announcement by the end of this offseason, then you can expect he will play another season. 24.5 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, 7.8 assists, and 1 steal in 35 minutes a game. Shot 51% from the field and 38% from three last year. Truly a ridiculous season for a 40-year-old. In year, 22? 23, ridiculous stuff. And yeah, you can go delete your comment. I was joking earlier about LeBron coming off the bench. He would probably be the starter with Jamal Murray at the 2, and then Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic, of course. But Bron's three-point shooting has quietly been on the rise. Shot 37% this year, 41% last year, and for his career, he shot 35%. So a noticeable uptick over the last couple of seasons when it comes to Bron shooting from beyond the arc. And this would definitely be the best player he's ever played with in his career, no doubt. And same thing for Jokic. It'd be the best player he's ever played with. It'd be the first time LeBron is not really the true first option, other than, I guess, last year with Luka. But I think we can say that, yes, Jokic is better than Luka. He should have like 5 MVPs by now. Now, the only ever sidekick Jokic has ever had has been Jamal Murray. So I imagine, yes, Jamal Murray will stick around because that's the duo for the next 10 years for the Nuggets. LeBron is only for a 1 to 2 year timeline, but this would be huge for the Nuggets and for Jokic, obviously. Like I said, he should be the 5-time MVP, coming off a season where he averaged 29.6 points, 12.7 rebounds, 10.3 assists, and 1.8 steals. His best season of his career, shooting 58% from the field and 42% from three. A career, by the way, where he has already won 3 NBA MVP awards, has his best season, and somehow doesn't win the MVP award. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but hey, LeBron and Jokic, I mean, are you kidding me? That would break the NBA. But even without LeBron this year, the Nuggets should still be really, really good. They turned Michael Porter Jr. into 4 guys that are rotation pieces, one of which is just as good, I feel like, in Cam Johnson. They bring in Jonas Valanciunas as well as the 3 guys just pictured. And yes, MPJ was good. He was a really solid regular season guy and a decent playoff guy, although he disappeared after he got injured. And he was making $38.3 million. You bring in Cam Johnson, who's going to be making $21 million next year. That you save $17 million just by swapping out Cam Johnson for MPJ. And statistically, he's better, and he's not playing alongside of the best player in the world in Brooklyn. Then you bring in Jonas Valanciunas for about $10 million to back up the best player in the world and give him some more rest. Then you bring in Bruce Brown to be the backup point guard, and you also bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. as a depth piece. And all of these moves calculate to less than $38.3 million combined when you add in Tim Hardaway Jr.'s $3.6 million to save the Nuggets money. Yes, they had to give up the first round pick for Cam Johnson, but this starting lineup right here is really, really good. I think it's the best in the league when you factor in who they've got at center. And then the bench unit, this really completes this team when you bring into account that, yes, Strawther should have a better season than last year, and then also looking for some more Peyton Watson development. But those 4 guys, bringing all those in exchange for Michael Porter Jr. and a first-round pick is going to be fantastic. Oh, and Dario Saric. They shipped him off as well, but nobody really cares. Cam Johnson, like I said, playing alongside of the best player in the world, should have the best season of his career, and it shouldn't really be close. I'd expect an uptick of about 3 or 4 points per game from his 19 game last year with 4.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1 steal, and 32 minutes a game. He shot 48% from the field and 39% from 3 on 7 attempts. Pretty much a MPJ clone, except he plays defense. He only played 57 games, so that's a little bit different. Didn't play quite as much as MPJ did last year in the regular season, but he's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan. He can defend, he can shoot the three ball, he can initiate the offense a little bit, average 3.5 assists per game, which was close to his career high. And then they also bring back Bruce Brown, who was obviously a fan favorite when they won the championship, had to do his own thing, and now he's coming back after averaging 8.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.4 assists, while shooting 41% from the field and 36% from three. He'll be back in Denver, and Denver fans should be really excited about this, because like I said, this is the fan favorite. This is their guy coming back home. He won a championship, went out and got a bag. Brown & Brown Defense Attorneys is back as well. This is going to be big for the city of Denver. And then they bring in Jonas Valanciunas, who, like I said, gets to back up Nikola Jokic. And in the past, they really haven't had a backup center that can truly hurt you. Now they have a 6'11", 265-pound bully that just dominates the paint. I mean, watch him move Mason Plumlee right out of I know it's Mason Plumlee. Shout out to my Charlotte Hornets backup big man this year. But just moves him right out of the way. You see the numbers from last year. Did that in just 19 minutes a game while shooting 55% from the field. Big time Jonas Valanciunas fan. Being able to keep him in the NBA and not let him go overseas was a huge dub for the Denver Nuggets, and also given the fact that they just had to trade Dario Saric to get him. Tim Hardaway Jr., 11 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, 1.6 assists on 41% shooting from the field, 37% from three. He's going to be a guy that can come in and absolutely light it up off the bench. A guy that can change a game coming in off the bench with his shooting ability, and I mean, he really has a takeover ability where he can come in and get hot and change the course of the game. But this was their bench going into last season. Compared to going into this year, we didn't get to talk about Strawther, but I think he's going to have a uptick in production. Same thing with Peyton Watson, as they're both young guys, and then Bruce Brown, THJ, and Jonas Valanciunas, as well as they also have Darren Holmes II, and even Jalen Pickett, maybe even some Tamar Bates, depending on how well he develops, as well as maybe even some Spencer Jones time. But as for Darren Holmes, the 6'10" forward, I'm going to count him as a forward. He could be a center as well, but right now they have Valanciunas, so there really is no minutes for him at backup center, so they can slide him down to the backup four, get some of P. Watson's minutes. He averaged 20.5 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 54% shooting from the field, 39% from three on 2.6 attempts a game. But when they want to go small, they can move him to, or when they want to go big off the bench, they can move him to the four, move Peyton Watson to the three, let Tim Hardaway Jr. have some time off, and then really defend and really be able to score as well. As for Jamal Murray, we talked about him a little bit earlier as the only wingman that Jokic has ever had, and I think he is a good one. 21.4 points a game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Some Nuggets fans want him gone. He shot 47% from the field, 39% from three last year on 6 attempts. But like I said, some Nuggets fans want him gone, and I don't really get it, because he's a guy that should be a fan favorite. Before this postseason run, if they won in the playoffs, it's because Jamal Murray was hooping. Now I know he's on a 4-year, $208 million contract, but like I said, in the past, if they've won in the playoffs, it's because Jamal Murray was a playoff riser. He averaged 22.5 points a game, 5.5 assists, 5.2 rebounds this year on 45% shooting from the field, 38% from three, and I think the reason he didn't really rise up this year was because he was getting blanketed. He's the only perimeter creator for this Nuggets team last year, and now they've addressed that in the offseason and should hope to fix it a little bit. Aaron Gordon as well should be a big-time piece. Didn't get to talk much about him. Same thing with Christian Brown. Looking for a little bit of an uptick from him when it comes to perimeter creation, not necessarily just being a catch-and-shoot guy. He's got to be able to go out and get a bucket if he's going to be getting $30 million a year. And then also Jamal Murray, like we said. This is a big year for Jokic, though, and man, if they get LeBron, like I said, that would break the NBA. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit the subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.